Alright then. I want to basically get at least another one of these, like, 2-week RLs based out of the way. So, we got 9 left. And we're going to do option 4. Princess Descent by Web Development. Immediately I think of Princess RL, but who knows if that's basically what's basically going on here. Alright, so let's just grab this. We're going to put this over here. Slowly getting through all these games. Lots of fun. Oops. Equals 1 plus A6. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, I put the wrong thing there. Well, let's do it that way. And 1 plus. Yay, using Google Sheets fun. Alright, so we're basically down to the next game here. Princess Descent. It's made by one Web Development. So he's got Trisha Relic with Princess. So, okay. Let's see if he's got any Cinderellas under his belt. That's a no, 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 and no. So, no Cinderellas from this guy, but, maybe he just didn't do it because he didn't feel like throwing just like a week into like development for stuff like this. That's fine. It's not like you can blame anyone for like, not doing any of these games before like, coming to like this like, jam with Roguetemple's Fortnight. So, interesting. Someone actually did a YouTube video, so I'm hoping the only one doing it. Alright, so it's just him who basically made it. Princess Descent, a roguelike game developed in 2 weeks for the Roguetemple's Fortnite game jam. The game is turn-based with no progress saving. Every action has consequences, and your goal is to escape the tower. Each level is procedurally generated but contains items, monsters, and trainers, tinkers, who can help you make your way out of the tower. Alright, well. Interesting. It doesn't have any downloads, so it's just browser based. So we'll load this up. I don't know why HDO hates me. It just hates me. That's all I can say. Let's try going to Google Chrome maybe. Give it a few tries here. And did it load? Yes, it did. Well, nice. It's got like, adjustable controls here. I like this. WASD to move around, F to fire, T to lock target, 4, 5, 6 for spell selection, 1, 2, 3 for weapon selection, F1 to F9 for inventory selection. Full screen. Cool. Show FPS. Why not? You can mute it. There's our credits. So apparently, like, the owner is Web Development. There's a producer. Looks like the programs and testing is a little bit different than the producer and graphics. So yeah, license. Alright, what do you got here? I've made it. I will rescue my fair lady from this pathetic excuse of a mage. My brave champion, please kill this wicked mage so I can escape this tower. Fool, you will die. But I am impressed that you made it up all 10 floors of my magical tower of death. Your tower's a joke. Nice makeup here all the time. Fret not, your freedom is assured. I think not Paladin. No, not again. I will take more than that to stop me. So be it. Prepare to die. Careful, my hero. Oh no, I've been impaled. How? My magic should have protected me. How? Enchanted sword, you buffoon. My hero! My rescuer, you won. Let us leave this forsaken tower together. Yes, yes, just give me a minute to catch my breath. Are you okay? Oh, okay, well, I think you're dead. This is getting ridiculous. How many knights are going to die here? Well, at least the mage is dead. I'm out of here. This clothing is not going to help. I better find some armor and weapons if I'm going to do this. Alright, so first thing first, a note, I'm really not a big fan of like having unskippable like cutscenes like that. Yes, I was able to read everything, but you know, I mean, there's a couple of bits there where like, you know, I would like to basically stop and, you know, think a little bit. So we got strength 3 of 3, intelligence 5/5, endurance 0/0, experience 0, gold 0/0. You can see at the top, we got 60 FPS, health is 47 of 47, mana is 23 of 23. Items, weapons, and spells. The crow hit me for 2 points. Hit it for 5 damage. It is dead. I gain experience. You know, it feels odd that we're basically fighting crows on like the first level or the top level of this dungeon. You figure like all tough stuff would be up here. Welcome to Vicky's Club. Sorry, you need 280 experience for me to train you. Weightlifting is not for the faint of heart. Come back when you're ready. So there's a trainer. Found some gold. I was about to say the graphics look a little wonky, but they do work. Everything's basically within a grid. And I'll note that we basically have light on sight where, like, you know, I can't remember where I basically have been, so I have to sort of, like, you know, remember it in my head. Not a big fan of that, but, you know, whatever. There's the way down. So it's 10 floors of death. The gargoyle. Okay, killed it. A simple bow for training with. Attack 2 to 4. Yes, pick it up. Do I need ammo to fire a bow? I don't see anything for searching or unlocking stuff, so let's get down here. There's a knife. A small kitchen knife used for more by chefs. However, it will have to do. I don't want to walk on the stairs probably because that might trigger, like, you know, the next level. You can hold down by the way to actually move around. That's good to know. I get messy, but oh, I lost, so we got killed. Not the more stuff basically spawned or what basically happened there, but whatever. Let's try again. Skip. So you want money. Tinker, we buy and sell. For sale, fancy axe. Pick it up. Make sure I equip it. So, okay, I didn't have my stuff equipped before. Now this is equipped. A small potion to regenerate some mana. Cool. So you don't have an ID system. We just have like, you know, pre-identified items. Okay, got a weapon. A small and light sickle, great for new farmers. Oh, this is a sharpened knife, so a little bit better. Is there a weight button? So here's the weight. Pick this up. A big part of this game feels like it's mostly luck-based. Like we're trying to avoid like the tough enemies in order to like get stronger, but whatever. Some old rags left lying around that offer some protection. Yes, we want those. I no longer look like a princess, but it's fine. Not sure I want to look at it like a princess here. Now, something I'm wondering about, do things like respawn, or are they spawning in? Like, does, like, one thing about is, like, do enemies basically, like, spawn in, like, sort of hunger clocks or idea? Basically, like, you can basically stay in a level, but, it's not necessarily beneficial to do so. So we got our knife. I'm not a big fan of the fact that the enemies can move, like, diagonally and I can't. Cool, we killed the crow. I'm finding a lot of mana regeneration potions. Ooh, better knife. We buy and sell. So he's got a wand, I can sell some potions. So you can sell stuff to this guy. Let's buy a wand, see what it does for me. So a small wand which can be used to cast spells. Okay, now I got, spells. And of course that would happen right, immediately right after, right? So that's a fire spell. Not enough mana, so it takes 5 mana to cast. So I guess, like, you need exactly 5 mana, or you need like 6 mana. I'm sure this game is beatable, by the way, but it feels like, you know, you definitely want to, you know, get some good items before, like, you know, you get a good attempt going. I don't see anything else in the level, by the way, so never mind. This guy had the fancy axe. Yeah, we could take that. Still need a fancy knife. Well, you have to use the stairs, so let's just go down here. You have found a staircase heading down to level 9. Do you wish to proceed? Looking at the condition of the stairs, it's clear there will be no way back up. Yes, proceed down the stairs. So one way, like, you know, heroic, shall I say. I wonder what the image is like on this level. Is it stronger or whatnot? Yes, it's in my interest to pick up all the items, by the way, because the more items I pick up, the more I can sell for stuff. You die. Okay, there's this. Welcome to Hannah's University of Magic. I see you're already ready for training. The cost is 180. Are you ready? Sir, train me. So I get more intelligence. Okay. Sorry, you need 475 experience for me to train you. The mind must be an exercise tool. Come back when you're ready. So yeah, you can use experience to sort of level up your stats. Alright, interesting. Silly crow, it can't hurt me. Oh, we got an alchemist. I lost. I had like low HP at that point, right? So, whatever. Let's skip. Okay, we got ourselves a weapon already. We got ourselves a bow. Our potion. Shot for 4 damage. I mean, it's working, right? Well, until he did that. You killed a zombie. I assume the bow is probably weaker than spells, but I mean... Spells are just like, you know, more universally better. There's some protection. This is maul him to death. Alright, we got ourselves a weapon, we got ourselves a bow. I kind of feel about if you basically have like a melee weapon, like, you know, ranged weapon like this, you should just like automatically switch between them if, like, you know, you get melee or not. Like, yeah, for like, you know, you have like this, just like, you know. Okay, we got rid of the gargoyle. Pick up item, I can cast spells now. You're not an enemy. Sharp axe, side axe to crush enemies. I feel by the way as well that, like, you know, you should be able to click on this to see like what the damage basically is for profiles, rather than having, like, you know, swap with a different weapon to get them out. So there's like Jane's University. Yes, please. We'll equip this. And I have to remember you can sell stuff too, right? So. Oh, gargoyles and face through walls. Interesting. I make some, like, you know, a unique enemy, so to speak, to fight. You need fear experience from me to train you. Weight limit is not for a faint of heart. That just lets you get more strength, probably from your hitting power. As a surf, I'm not going to care about that. There's sickle. That's in our bow. Well, let's just get down here. I need to find a tinker to sell stuff with, but well, that's fine. We got more health than last time. I feel you should really eat stuff off the floor, by the way. But, you know, again, basics. That was a wolf? That was a very odd looking wolf. Okay. An assassin item. A leather suit, favorite for quick and nimble assassins. Alright, so now we've got an assassin suit. We're a little bit more powerful. Peter's University of Magic, so blah blah, we can raise our magic here. A training short sword, perfect for beginners. I'll look around a little bit more for stuff. I also feel like if I basically click on stuff, clicking on something also basically switch like next item, so you know, you don't have to basically have this like clunky sort of like interface. Oh, a spellcaster. Die, please. So enemies can obviously see me through walls. I'm not a big fan of that. Okay, we killed the alchemist. That's probably attacked me from through the wall. Hello. So shields are worth a good amount of money. Axe is not so much. You know, I kind of wish there was like a heal spell or something like that. I could buy a fancy wand if I had the gold for it. Fire. Nice, we killed him in one shot. There's a trainer up here. I see you're ready for training. It costs us 75 gold. When you're ready, yes, train me. So I get a little more strength. So, oh, I can go again. Yes, please. So I need A5 for weight. Weightlifting is not cheap. So finally our gold, and I basically get trained again. I'm getting the feeling that their monsters are only like, you know, a very finite amount. So once you basically get through like, you know, enough of them, then like they're not as much of an issue. Kill a small snake. Also, one way of getting around the enemies, just like, you know, swap positions like that. Alright, we got ourselves a new bow. Okay, let's sell a knife. I kind of wish there was like, you know, multiple options here as well, but you know, let's sell this, sell the bow. Alright, we're now a little bit stronger. That actually boosted up my health as well, so pretty useful. Uh-oh. As a Skeleton Knight, he's a little much more stronger. Training armor left in disarray, offering more protection than leather. Okay, now we're basically in like, you know, I may add arms to the gear. Nothing too special, but you know, nothing terrible. It's definitely a game that, like, you know, encourages you to explore the level as much as possible, so like get, you know, stronger to go to the next one. I feel. Now, something I wish is that there's like a healing spell or something, but whatever. There's lightning. I assume that, by the way, like, you know, fire, lightning, cold, each of these spells will have like different like modifiers against like the enemies that hit them. So certain enemies will take more damage to like fire, like maybe undead. There goes a small snake. There's another tinker. There's another tinker. So we'll sell the assassin garb there, sell a potion, sell a shield. Is this the hunter? Yeah, that's what I guess it is. Probably sharp, you know, sharp bow, hunter bow. $95 gold for weightlifting again. Yeah, the biggest issue I think I have with this game is the fact there's like no no like way to heal, I guess. Pick that up for selling. Now let's just go to the next level. We'll basically just go till we die. That's the plan here. Die, wolf. A crocodile? That's a crocodile? I died. Alright, well. How is Princess Ascent? Basically, it's like, you know, a verse, like, you know, Princess Rescue type of game. You know, it works, you know, well enough. So, let's get to ranking it then, shall we? This you can't mute. There we go, that works. So, how do I basically see this game? Completeness wise, it didn't have a map, and it felt a little bit wonky, like not having like controls, like, you know, when the enemies basically move in eight direction movement. So I'm not sure I can control this completeness error or rise text though. So locks map. I mean, you know, for the most part, like, you know, it seems to be pretty well done. I don't really have too much of an issue here. Aesthetics, though, I mean, pretty straightforward. If like, your enemies are moving in like 8 directions, you probably should be as well. If this was basically a puzzle dungeon, I could see this being like a, excuse for like having to move in Charles directions and you move in 8 directions, but, or like, Charles directions and 8-way move and stuff like that, but it's not that type of game, so. Actually, I was just say like, that's something I'll basically know about here. You can't remember where you basically are like, going. I feel that's basically a good, like, way of basically doing it. Now, I will say that the game was pretty fun, so. I think it's basically like, my sort of take here. Like, I am like interested in this like sort of like, concept of the game, but, it needs to be improved a little bit. So innovative. I mean, it is what it is. There's not a whole lot basically new here, but, it's fine. Scope. I think that basically says, like, enough. Is a relic? Yes. Tried and true to the nature of the traditional relic. So anything else really major to say here? Yeah, the inventory. I think that basically sums it up. Like, I did enjoy this. Like, it's a lot better than most of the games I've seen thus far. So let's just say that it's got a 2.6. Don't want to basically give this a 2.6. I kind of feel it should be up to at least a 3 because it isn't that bad. It's just like, probably boost up the score a little bit right there and there. I mean, it's worth at least a score of 3, I think. which is like, you know, as you can see from here, like fairly sort of middling score, so to speak. So that's not bad. All right, so that's basically Princess Ascent. Definitely one of the better games I see like played, like, you know, of the like 2-week RLs. 8 more to go. We'll see if we can basically get through any more today. But, you know, until then, we'll just wait. So take care.